Halo Volley-mania, ada yang masih ingat Gia atau Giovanna Milana? Gia yang pernah satu tim dengan Megawati di Red Spark di Liga Korea tahun 2023-2024, kemudian pernah main di Jakarta Pertamina Energi di Proliga 2024, dan segera akan bermain di Liga Voli Amerika Serikat. Namun, sebelum dimulai Liga Voli Amerika, ada satu turnamen yang diikuti Gia, yaitu acaranya Athletes Unlimited. Gia tergabung di tim Valentine Anderson bersama Madi Kingdon yang pernah main di Proliga, Willow Johnson pernah main di Liga Korea, serta ada Abercrombie di tim lain. Yang kangen aksi-aksi Gia, mari kita saksikan match berikut ini.
Subbing into the second set, keeping her spot by going 50% in attack and popping up 10 digs. So Valentine Anderson needed someone other than Madi Kingdon to be producing, and those intangibles were what Day provided.
Our Day gets the start in this one. Kelsey Payne got the start in match number 2.
She found her rhythm in a big way, getting the starting nod over third-round pick Heidi Casanova, and she made the most of every second on the court. She ended up tied with captain Nuneviller, top scorer, restoring balance to a very one-sided offense from night one, and she's making a case for a much higher draft ranking next week.
Can Kelsey Payne continue that run? Those 12 kills, 1 error on 30. That was 367 for Natalia Valentine Anderson. Can you get off the goose egg? 3 sets to play, all to 25, win by 2. The overall victory will be taken on total points on aggregate. Tip down starts us out. Nuneviller, the captain, tips in front of Valentine Anderson, the captain on the other side.
And the first thing I'm noticing right away are the different bodies on court. So you see immediately Kelsey Payne gets the start on Nuneviller's side. You're also seeing Willow Johnson and Gia Day on the orange jersey.
Still looking for some production out of that opposite spot. Willow Johnson's been in and out, but you don't even get a chance to set your offense when it's an overpass. Nuneviller with her second point, second kill, and piling up the points already, 16 of them for those two on the leaderboard for number 3 in black. Pass by Gia Day, nets a middle attack, and Team Valentine Anderson is on the leaderboard. You'll see it live updating and scrolling by. A lot of purple there in the top 10.
A lot of purple. That was a fantastic match we just saw from Team Betty De La Cruz Mejia. Her team definitely going to be split up as the draft goes because they were just way too strong.
Big block there, Valentine Anderson, and we're tied. Yeah, odds are, unless there are some massive point scoring players in this match, you're going to end up with 4 purple players as the captain, 4 members of that De La Cruz Mejia crew, all drafting against one another. All right, we do have the challenge system. It is unique in Athletes Unlimited. You get 2 challenges per team per set. They do not carry over. They do not renew. And already one has been used. Team Nuneviller is challenging whether that ball was in or out off of the stuff block. Initially called in, and the point awarded to Team Valentine Anderson.
It's early to take a challenge, isn't it? But if you're sure about it, and that, to me, looks like there's a little bit of space between the line and the ball, so probably a good idea to challenge that. Looking for just a tiny bit of air, tough to tell from that angle.
And everybody's right there. All the players are surrounding that ball in that position, so odds are you'd have an opinion.
And it's interesting, because there are no coaches in this format in Athletes Unlimited, they're only facilitators. It's on the captain to make the challenge. So she has to trust herself, trust her teammates, and they have to be honest with her, what they see.
Ball now ruled out of bounds, so we will reverse the score there. Point will go to Team Nuneviller. Interesting thing with Team Nuneviller, they have 1 ace and 6 errors over 2 matches. Can you win with that amount of service pressure, that lack of service pressure?
Well, I think that tells me they're going for it. They're being risky with the serve. They're trying to put pressure on the other team. That's the only way to win, in my opinion. You cannot just give lollipop serves.
All right, so they need more than 1 ace, is what you're telling me.
Yes, that would be ideal.
Kingdon, back row, beautifully done. Shades of Tucson for the one-time Wildcat.
That orange looks good on her.
Tucson, home of my all-time favorite beach volleyball tournament. It's called the Catbox Classic.
Cat box, as in
Yeah,
litter.
yeah.
Box.
As in, if you step on something, don't pick it up.
Oh gosh. We don't have that problem here in indoor volleyball, at least.
Emily Vader with the serve. Payne with the kill. Kelsey Payne played her collegiate ball at Kansas. Originally out of Austin, Texas, has played 5 years in Brazil and Switzerland, Turkey, South Korea, Italy. She'll be in Omaha in 2025. And a different sort of experience for her here, as she misses that serve, to play in front of American fans on American soil.
Yeah, so good to have these players back. Close to home, close to family.
And in a league that started it all, Athletes Unlimited, right at the tip of the spear for women's volleyball, a sport that is growing massively, both at the junior, the college, and the professional level.
Yeah, I remember thinking back in 2021 when I got the opportunity to play here, I absolutely wanted to end my career here. I was not a Sheila Castro. It wasn't that kind of career ending, but I knew that the last time I wanted to play would be here on home soil.
I always thought of you as more of a Kelsey Robinson Cook kind of player.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
I don't know, I just thought it'd be nice. Chill out of the back row, Kingdon. How many years play overseas, King?
10.
That's much.
That's a lot.
The average is probably about 2. If I had to guess, if you took everybody from women's collegiate volleyball, the average would be about 2 years. So way to go 5X on that. Gia Day back to serve in the 99. Jump serve coming. And that one's a little bit long. That can be a dangerous weapon for Team Valentine Anderson.
Another thing I did as I was retiring and getting into the media side of things, I started to go and visit some players, Gia Day being one of them when she was playing in France at a team I had played for, and just kind of showed what life was like, and she was having a great time. But one of the things she did say was, hey, it'd be great to be back in the US, and it's so cool to see her here doing that now.
Quick backslide to Brown, and got enough. Kaz Brown involved defensively on the routine. Team Valentine Anderson, like to see her get a little more offense. Backslide there for the 1-1. Next one action will inside out, and the ball's thrown wide. Well, Lindsay Vanderweyde have played some of her best offensive volleyball in the last match.
That was a good-looking little dig there, or almost dig. Gia Day, and that's the thing about some of the intangibles I'm talking about when I say Gia Day. She gets her feet all the way to the edge to follow that ball, and it goes out. She's still body on the floor, even though she doesn't get the ball up. Doesn't need to get it up.
Backslide, picking up a quick connection. Lauren Page, one of 3 Oregon Ducks on the team, gets that kill. Middle blocker out of Riverside, California, now 28 years old. Coming off of a winning season with FC Porto in Portugal. Great place, Porto. Went there years ago. Valentine Anderson, left-handed kill. She'll collect 8 for that one.
Natia is such a scrappy player at the net. That's a perfect ball from Day. She's got all of her options running. The blockers are not paying attention to her. She's small, she's undersized, but she's not quiet. You gotta watch for her.
Well, maybe she'll be able to set up some middle attack there too. She said the middles must be involved more. I didn't realize how few sets I gave to the middle. So if you want to do that, do you start pushing them from off the net? Do you start going in other opportunities? Or do you wait for perfect passes?
Well, I think Natia is someone who likes to take risks. There's a perfect example. She's not perfectly on the net, but she knows that Vader's up and working. Problem was she tried to get a couple middle going in the beginning stages of the last match, and the missed connection with there, and that's negative points for her.
That's a great call. There were a couple of misses right at the start. Day, another dig. Her all-around game was noteworthy in match number 2. That one down the line, and Kingdon pulled her hands, and Natalia Valentine Anderson nearly paid the price.
Cheeky overpass there from Johnson. I like the decision to pull the hands. She starts to know the players in front of her and what they want to do.
All right, would you say that if you were playing right back?
Yeah, maybe Nati didn't love that decision.
Can't stay up this time. Nati runs down the tip. Johnson cracks it into the corner. Payne in response. Three opposite sets in a row. Why not make it four? Just go out there. Sure thing. Touch called. Kill for Willow Johnson. What does she potentially bring to Team Valentine Anderson?
Power. A lot of power that was kind of missing. Genesis Koyazo was getting the nod for her all-around play. She got that starting role because she's consistent. She doesn't make a lot of errors. She's just quite simple game, but does it well. Willow Johnson brings so much passion, and that arm is a weapon.
She got the touch there on the block, throws it in. That ball touched by Paige. Day resets. Do you go to 44 now? Yes, you do. And she's stopped. Paige plus 12 for the big block.
And this is the question Nati has to ask herself. Does she want someone who's not going to make mistakes, who might have rolled the ball in that situation, or does she want Willow Johnson who's just going to gun it and hope that the blocker's arms are not in the way?
We'll see how that plays out, at least over this first set. Johnson will get it right back. She'll pull it down the line. It's out of bounds. There are three ways to score. You can go positive or negative when it comes to your own individual points. That hitting error right there is going to be -12 for Willow Johnson, but you can also gain team points, 40 for each set victory, 60 for the overall win done on aggregate, and there's the MVP voting. Day will get this one on the other side. Little pass and swing, some rhythm.
Day actually makes a lot of content as well, volleyball content. She's got a big following after playing in Indonesia. And I spoke to her husband, Daniel, yesterday, and he said, we just make any kind of content now. The fans just want to see what she's up to. A lot of gym-related content they make, so if you're interested in what she gets up to, have a look at her Instagram.
Do you have beef with her then?
Oh, absolutely not. We're definitely going to collab. That's what we bonded over. We talked camera gear all day long when I went to visit her in France.
It's way more fun if you guys have beef. If you get like the real attackers of volleyball or something.
We need a reality show here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you have Kat Bell. She has experience. Same thing. Swing. Rhythm on the outside. Kingdon. She's been hot out of the back row. Self coverage. Double axe handle over. Middle, and we get our first look at Molly McCage.
It's a bit late in the game for her to get heated up. Already 12 points in before she gets her first point. That's unusual, but I like that she's running that little bit of space. You see Kaz Brown goes with her, right? No one's leaving her alone ever, but still able to sneak it through.
Free ball coming. Day picks it up. Nuneviller blasts it through the hands. That's a winner.
This is a good look for Nuneviller's side. Again, one of the question marks we had on day one. Why was it Nuneviller only the one to do the scoring, do the damage? Now she hasn't had to carry quite the load that she did on day one.
Kelsey Payne's been part of that. Lucy Vanderweider's been part of that. Vanderweider with the dig, backslide. McCage tries to throw it to the corner. Instead, it's Kingdon in transition, dropping a ball.
Kingdon's someone that nobody is going to mistake. Nobody is going to be worried about her not getting enough balls. She is one of the players on the orange side that has been carrying the load of offense. Certainly going to continue to do so tonight.
That kill right back the other way.
There's that Vanderweider kill you're talking about. And again, trying to balance things out, keeping the play split amongst a few different players.
Brown handles it. Ball goes back against today. Vanderweider. Nuneviller, back row winner. All right, they have battled their way to the technical timeout here in set number one. Brooke Nuneviller The Arizona native puts that ball away to 15-11. Her side with the advantage in set one. Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball is fueled by Gatorade. Fueling the passion of these players as they compete for the individual title, 4th season for Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball, and our 3rd day of play, 15 total days of action, 30 matches, and then an individual champion. Nuneviller up 15-11. Let's bring in the 3rd member of our crew, Savannah Collins.
Well, Team Valentine Anderson is looking for their first win of the week, and one of the changes they made last night was inserting Gia Day into the game in the 2nd set, and she is getting the start tonight. She caused a dynamic shift on court. Thomas Robson, the facilitator for this Orange squad, described it as just a comfort that she brings. Her setter, Natalia, trusts her to set her in those big moments. And teams tend to underestimate her. She's not quite as big as some of the other outside hitters. But she's consistent, she's got great ball control, and she's great block. Don't count out Gia Day again tonight because they're expecting her to make a big impact again.
They are, and they've gone to her a little bit earlier. 6 attempts already, just 1 kill. Some quality swings indeed, and she does bring a wicked jump serve. Madi, Kingdon, Rishel telling me that, yeah, she hits it, and it's not a true contact. It's like almost a hybrid coming at you. Doesn't have a ton of topspin on it. Very difficult to get in front of and track.
Well, the thing for me about her is she got 10 digs in that last match, so it's almost like having a second libero on the court, just allowing your team to do a little bit more in the offense, a little more transition, stability in the reception, just like that.
All right, we're going to bring you in all kinds of different ways to join our athletes. Michaela White is with us now in a chair chat. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited. What's been the most exciting part so far of joining this league?
Probably playing with the different amount of people. I've known many of them from like PBF season, so in the first week or so it was really weird, like, you're technically the enemy, you know, but now we're vibing together and we're working on connections and just having a lot of fun.
I feel like that's something we hear often from new players coming in. Is there anything when you were on the outside of Athletes Unlimited watching maybe last season, was there something you were looking forward to?
Probably also the social aspect. I mean, it's just a lot of like just networking and being friends. There's a lot of girls that like I've known of but never got to meet in person, and now that like I'm here and in the AU family, it's just been really warm and welcoming to meet all of these great people.
Oh, you've played in a number of different places, Italy, Finland, now Romania. My brother also played in Romania.
Oh, no way.
He didn't have so much fun. Did you have a good time?
You know, it was very different coming from Italy. Italy, the people are very warm and welcoming and stuff, and then Romania, at first it kind of seemed a little bit cold and stoic, but after the people warmed up and stuff, I had a really good time. I had a Serbian coach, and I think I got the most out of my time there, that's for sure.
Casa Maggiore, not a bad place to play as
That's
well.
right.
So number 9, you're wearing it because it's good luck, is that right?
Yeah. Number 9 is the highest single-digit number. It's also like known as the number of completion, good fortune, and divinity and stuff like that. So I thought it was an awesome number to sport. And I didn't know that at first when I first picked 9, but then after like wearing 9 for a while and doing a little bit of research, like 9 is a really magical number. So I feel really special.
So maybe sometimes the player chooses the number or the number chooses the
That's
player.
right.
Very
Thankfully,
good.
9 chose me.
There you go, Michaela White. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you out here on court shortly. Her side looking good at the moment. 17-14. Valentine Anderson trying to come back. Day is dug. Joust to the net. Oh, Page defended at first contact. No second to be had.
I was looking a little bit at the stats, and Madi Kingdon Rochelle only at 5 points so far. That's not typical of her numbers. She's usually putting up a lot more than that. But the problem for the orange side right now is if no one else steps up and she doesn't have a great night, there's not really much chance of a win.
Nuneviller is still going to have to take it away. Net violation negates the Johnson dig.
second draft pick for this Nuneviller side.
Interesting to see how the draft follows. That kill is collected by Rachel. Maybe she will continue to go upwards in percentage. Be good for Team Valentine Anderson. It'll be interesting to see how the positions develop. Do you have a feel right now for what position might go the quickest, where people feel there's a big gap?
I have a feeling there's some players that might go first.
Okay.
There's certainly that outside hitting role and the opposite. As much as I love the middles, I don't think that drafting a middle first and foremost is a good strategy no matter what position you play. And I think particularly Nuneviller, she took a middle and a setter as her first two picks. I would have just snapped up an opposite and an outside and shored up those three, including herself, positions, and then gone from there.
All right, well, teams are drafted on Tuesdays. That's when the draft happens. And if you want to see the teams get drafted live this Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you can follow along with the draft picks and hear from the captains. If you go to auprosports.com/weeklydraft to tune in, Savannah Collins will be hosting that. I'll be joining her as we watch the teams take shape for week 2. It's a great thing about Athletes Unlimited. You never see a set of teams from one weekend be completely reconstituted. They're all different teams throughout the entire season in this individual championship chase. Team Nuneville are looking for 40 set points if they can get 5 more on the board here. There's the individual stat points and there's the set points. Everyone on that side, the gold side, would get 40 points added to their score if they're able to win this set. Johnson, blocked, covered, return swing day. She's also blocked and covered. Nuneviller in return. Oh, and it's Johnson paying it back.
That is a good-looking block for a couple of reasons. First of all, the one that just passed, that went just outside Johnson's hand, and I saw Natty and her looking to each other and saying, hey, we got to bring that a little bit wider. Second time of asking, she's able to make that move. Watch her arms, they're on the outside of Nuneviller. She doesn't give her that channel.
Missed service, maybe a critical one, as Valentine Anderson was trying to make a run. That is now their 4th service error of the set. Got to win that battle. I'll tell you, Valentine Anderson telling me, rare is it that you lose that battle but win the match. One-on-one, McCage wins it.
Blocking on point right now for Nuneviller's side. 2, 3, 4 times they had to try and go again. Finishing it with a stamp is Molly McCage.
Molly McCage picks up the 3rd block for Team Nuneviller here in this first set. It's a timeout for Team Valentine Anderson. Gives us a chance to look back at match number 1. Brittany Abercrombie continues to put on a show. The lefty originally out of USC and a longtime pro now.
She was absolutely dominant in the last match. 16 points she had and was hitting at 30% efficiency. She was getting asked to do a lot. 43 total attacks she had to put up. But she's so long and lean and finds ways to score. Look at the angle. She's going sharp cross on one, then she's going down the line. Then you'll see put her little tip in there. And she does it with such consistency. That's why she's #1 MVP of the last match.
Tanya De La Cruz Mejia follows with 40 points of her own for that MVP performance, and Kayla Caffey picks up MVP 3 honors at +20. She logged 12 blocks on the weekend, did Kayla Caffey, and that ties the all-time record set by Danielle Hart last year, the one-time Wisconsin star.
Okay, middles, let's go. I'm here for it. I love when middles get a bit of credit on the MVP board. It's not often. Not often.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball here on a Monday, and we have a whole slate of action for you next week. ESPN, Family and Network, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and on the app. It's going to be 2 top SEC squads. 7th-ranked Texas, 2-time defending champs, taking on number 12-ranked Kentucky. Always a factor at historic Memorial Coliseum in Lexington. It's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. That previous match, De La Cruz Mejia and Hens match, final one for those 2 clubs, ended 74-59, what ended up being a convincing victory and a 3-0 undefeated weekend for Tanya De La Cruz, the Big Beth and her crew.
They were phenomenal. And that's what's so exciting about this league, is that now that dream team is going to be split up. that team in its entirety will never exist again in volleyball unless some crazy coincidence happens.
Savannah Collins, you were in with Team Valentine Anderson.
Well, Kevin, you called it. Serve, receive is key. Natalia Valentine Anderson pointed out, hey, if we hadn't made those 5 errors in serve, receive, this score would look very different right now, and we would be in the lead. So it's not lost on her that has to come together right here, and she said keep swinging to her squad.
Well, that message was heard loud and clear by Willow Johnson. You might notice the Arizona native wears 44. That is in honor and symbiosis with her father, Randy Johnson, a wicked lefty and MLB legend. And she issues an ace. Look at Nati getting a response from her club.
Yeah, she gave her a couple of sets in a row. One was blocked, there were some errors in the block, and then finally she's saying, hey, I chose you for a reason. I need more productivity out of you. Super job getting the ace as well.
Amazing what happens when you tell someone you believe in them.
Yeah.
Another tough serve. Mary Lake fights it off. Whoa, what a set. Day with a shot. Another dig. This one will go Johnson's way. Nuneviller tracks it. Day cracks it. Blake digs it. Best chance coming. Day down the line, winner. Back to within 1 come Valentine Anderson.
It is so fun to watch this team play right now. The speed that Nati gives to Day, that is exactly the connection. Nati loves adding speed, and Day is the perfect player for her to get that. She waits for it to pass the block and cuts it off down the line.
3 players now with 2 kills in this first set to go along with 6. For Madi Kingdon. Another unfortunate miss, the 6th of this first set for Team Valentine Anderson. The veteran, the captain, I think correctly diagnosing what a different match it would be without those 6 errors.
Do you set Willow here?
She's been the hot hand. You also have Day, she'll work off the block. Matching up out there against the setter, Sydney Hilly.
Yeah, she's crafty. She's got some tools. She's not the tallest, strongest player out there, maybe, but she's definitely one of the smarter ones.
Graduated Baylor 2020, originally out of Michigan. And I love the 99, like a natural volleyball number. Good block, Brown next to Valentine Anderson. Kingdon back to the front row, doesn't get a hold of it. McKay doesn't get a hold of it either. A planetary ball all the way wide. Tied at 23. Timeout. Team Nuneviller.
They're feeling a bit of the pressure from this Valentine Anderson side. Creeping back in it. It looked like a one-sided match earlier on. Not so anymore.
Dave, I'm Team Valentine Anderson. I'm going to step back and I'm going to go underhand like my Aunt Kathy.
Just get the ball in.
Yeah, just put it in. Make them play on the other side. We'll look at Vanderwater and her play so far for Team Nuneviller. She was key balance when it came to the match just last night. Let's go into the game with the U.S. Air Force and Lindsay Vanderwater.
No, I have medium. Okay. Yeah. I know, sometimes why I'm hitting the ball like this. Oh, it's so good. Or you're not allowed to feel pain. You're a machine. Yeah, mama. No! Hey! Yeah. No problem. One more. I'll get you better. No, thank you, because on that, when there's a hole, I'm so dug in. Anything you can reach, take it. You. Good. What a set.
She is looking like she's dug in. And she had a fantastic match yesterday, 11 points, 29 attempts. So she had more attempts than Brooke Nuneviller, last night. And that was one of the question marks we had. It couldn't just be one player that was getting all of that offensive action. She picked up a lot of that shoulder last night.
Can't just be one player, but it could all come down to one game. Win or your season is over. Game 5 of the WNBA semifinals. The Lynx host the Sun tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Lots of different ways for you to watch. Coverage tips with Countdown at 7:30 p.m. Here we have a little rally taken off in the first set. Team Nuneviller was trying to run away with it. Valentine Anderson scored 5 of the last 6 points to bring us to 23-all in this race to 25. Win by 2. Gia Day, first start of this young Athletes Unlimited volleyball season. Her draft stock has to be rising.
Yeah, for sure.
She goes jump serve. It goes flat and fast. This one she rolls. Mars Velez Augusto starts it. Kingdon finishes it.
Well, Kingdon's no surprise. She went high in the draft, delivered in the scrimmages, has been delivering so far. I have no doubt that she'll be picked high in the next draft. But Gia Day won. I've been loving her production.
I'll take Gia Day to steal here in the first set. If they don't get it here, you can pick Jim J. Bullock if you want.
I don't know who that is.
Didn't think so. Producer Casey Carter might. For the set. A little more steam on that one. Perfect pass. No, Morris is there again. Not the same level of heat from Kingdon Rischel. But it doesn't matter. It finishes anyway. The rally was on. The rally is complete. I didn't see any inside-out hats or monkeys in the building, but nevertheless, Valentine Anderson